Well, I think most bands what fail to promote it even in the PR sense. I think a lot of bands don't even do PR and don't think it's important enough to do, which I always, again, I sound like a broken record. I'm talking about the same
Tanner
topics here.
Poppitt, my friend.
But it's realistic.
But you
but it's
are
fucking real.
singing our dilemma to the modern technology right now.
But
to the modern band.
And most like here's an example for you. So we were talking about album covers and looking through the bins and whatnot. I'm still that guy that if I see a cool looking album cover, I'll buy the album.
Right.
And I sometimes I don't even hear a note of it. I'm just like, this looks like it's up my alley.
Yeah, you're tripping on the
right.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes it's not good, but I still like that old school mentality of let me take a chance on it and see if it's any good. I'm still a physical media guy. Obviously you can tell just by looking around, right?
You have a nice stack of vinyl. You got to say, my man.
But my point in all this is, sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I'll go on my phone and go on YouTube and hear a couple seconds, see if I like the sound of it. Okay, cool. I'll buy it. Right. If I like it, but so there are other ways of doing that because of technology.
Yeah.
So
going
back to the technology, that's a benefit from it. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So there are pros and cons to this specific thing. And I think, and I'm glad we're having this conversation actually, because hopefully it'll inspire people to just, go out and discover new music that way, or on Spotify, whatever it is that their medium is, and look at an album cover.
And even bands.
Right.
Go out and learn learn
the total approach
where you're in.
It really is. I mean, of course, the music is the most important thing, no matter what. I mean, but hand me any CD from that pile right there. Hand me any friggin' one. Okay. Now, just say for the heck of it. Now, metalheads, I think we have a much broader acceptance in a sense, but at least appearance wise. And now, if I'm in a band and I'm playing, some heavy shit, aside from having great songs, I mean, which of course is the most important thing, and I'll say to the day I die. But I also want to make this for someone who can't hear it. It's also got to blow me away visually.
So I want to look at it.
Yeah, it's got to grab your attention through your ears and your eyes, and also when you get up on stage, just to say I'm John Q. Customer, and I'm going to a club, and okay, I'm here to see my friend's band. I know there's 5 bands playing here tonight. I only know two of the bands that are playing that night. If I'm at, I don't know anyone in these other 3 bands, never even heard them before. So aside from just how you're going to look on the cover of your disc and how good your songs are, but when you get on that fucking stage,
better make it.
You got to make sure that live performance is, this has to jump off your performance. This has to fucking escalate a million times.
Yeah.
It's got to sound like a BLT, blonde, large tits.
It's like,
bottom line.
Like you, when you came down and did your show, it was your tunes, but you went above and beyond the call of duty.
Yeah. You got up there.
You wanted people to let them know that, your performance.
Oh, I appreciate it. And I was really hurt during that performance, obviously.
Yeah, you were in pain too. And so people don't think about that.
Well, again, I'm not trying to tune my own horn, but I have the mentality of, I always want to just crush a life. I don't want people to say
crush a life.
I don't want people to ever say that Madras sucks.
Yeah, like you
live or whatever. That won't ever happen on my watch, because if I'm the guy fronting it, I'm going to make sure that you're paying attention to us.
Right.
If it's 20, 30 minutes, I'm going to make sure again,
it's only 20, 30
minutes. My mentality is, and it's a kind of a competition factor here, is I want to be the best band on the bill, period. Yeah. End of story. I don't care who we're playing with. If we're playing with the biggest band in the world or the smallest band, we're going to bring our A game. We're going to give the people what they want. Level. And here's the bar. Okay. Yep. So I've watched all these bands and I'm like, okay, there's the bar. Now we got the bar's here. We have to go past that.
Yeah.
Bottom line, I don't care who you are.
Performance has to be A+.
And the last show we played, obviously it left an impact because
Yeah.
you brought it up here. So
Yes.
right, somebody remembered it. So I'm just saying, no matter how many people are in the audience is irrelevant to me at this point in the game. It's just a matter of just going up there, crushing it, because you never know who's in the audience.
And
dude.
I think that's our thing that Mike was bringing up is like this is your front office. This is your
That's your calling
sidewalk. This is your calling card. This is your business card. You know, you could send whatever you want all over the internet, but if somebody has this thing and they have a CD player, no, I'm just kidding. Every computer has a CD player. Put that in there, and then you hear the shit from firsthand. And then, like I've had music over the years, mainstream, not mainstream, little bands. And then like at first I didn't dig it, but I had to, I have to give it. I have to give myself for a minute and play it. Like my rule is I'll play you 3 times. And if I can't find you in my soul, then maybe you're not for me. It's not that you're not a good band, but maybe you're not for me. But like that's what I look for is I want to hear the pain and anguish in the music. And then after that, if I hear the pain and anguish, I start listening to the lyrics. And then I start getting a face to the music.
Well, and I think with that, we're all as human beings here, and I'm gonna bring this whole thing back.
Mhm.
We're all emotional driven, spirits or energy beings, right? Like we all relate to emotion. So
Mhm.
music, emits emotion, and good music emits, the emotion that
We're looking
that
for.
we could that
Relate with.
appeal, relate with, right? So I like all different kinds of bands from all different kinds of genres, right? And the reason for it is it gives me a certain emotion that when I put on, and I'm gonna just name drop Earth, Wind, and Fire, it gives me a different emotion from
yeah.
fucking
My pops likes you now because that's his favorite band.
like if I put on one of our records, I play Madras sometimes, sure,
Right.
it gives me a certain emotion. I'll put on the B-52s, right?
Oh, yeah.
It gives me a different kind of emotion
Whatever's
than
on
what
the
I
radio.
would with, say, I don't know, a Frank Marino record. They're all
Right.
different, so I think the commonality in especially extreme music, a lot of people don't like extreme music because it doesn't have the emotion and the groove sometimes that music should have, in my opinion. And I
Right.
think that's why a lot of people can't grasp or lock on to extreme metal in
Yeah.
general or
Yeah.
extreme rap in general,
Yeah,
because there's
right.
the emotion and it's just
It's
the
not there.
like I don't relate to like hip hop nowadays because there's no emotion in it for me.
But
Right?
back in the Sugar Hill days,
Well,
you know what you're talking about.
I mean,
But
the Public Enemies, like
Right,
I
right?
relate to that BC
Right.
Boys because of the emotion and
the scene that was
know,
going on in
sure.
the culture at that
They
time.
told a better story too back then.
Yeah, because they had shit going on in that time. It wasn't just sitting in your car, free streaming music. There's shit going on, and the bands that were around in that time when there's stuff going on, that's the only outlet they have is just to play their music and let you know what's going on.